In this video, we'll be walking through an example with a rational exponent. This exponent of 1/3 is called a rational exponent. It's just a fraction, so a ratio and a fraction mean the same thing. So the first thing I like to do is just simplify what's inside the parentheses, right? Work inside the parentheses then, and then take care of the exponents. So you've got some unhappy exponents. Anytime you see a negative exponent, you could say, oh, that exponent is not happy where it is. So we're going to move it elsewhere. In the case of y to the negative third, we're going to move it down to the denominator and make it a positive 3 exponent. X to the negative 4 is going to move up to the numerator, and then we'll give it a positive exponent. So I'll show that. So what we've done here is just, as we said, moved that x to the negative 4 up to the numerator and made it a x to the positive 4, and y to the negative 3 moved it down because it was unhappy up there, so we moved it down to the denominator and made it a positive exponent, y to the third. 27 and 8 do not simplify, so now let's just clean up what's inside. So when you multiply like bases, you add the exponents. So we've got x to the 6th and y to the 6th. This whole thing is still being raised to the 1/3 power. When you have that 1/3 power, that exponent outside of the expression, you can apply that exponent to every factor. So if these were being added, 27 plus x to the 6th, you couldn't do this. This wouldn't work. But since they're being multiplied, you can do this. You apply that to every single factor, and it works in the denominator as well. So we're going to apply it to the 8 factor and the y to the 6th factor. Okay, so let's show that. And so we have 27 to the 1/3 times x to the 6th to the 1/3 over 8 to the 1/3 times y to the 6th, all to the 1/3. So now let's do this step by step. So 27 to the 1/3, that's the cube root of 27. So what would you multiply by itself 3 times to be 27? That is 3. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Now, x to the 6th raised to the 1/3. When you have an exponent raised to an exponent, you multiply those exponents. So x to the 6th to the 1/3 means that you multiply 6 times 1/3, which gives you x squared. That's in the numerator. In the denominator, the cube root, or the third root of 8 is 2. That's 2. That is 8 to the 1/3 power is the same as the cube root of 8. And y to the 6th to the 1/3, same trick as in the numerator. We're going to multiply 6 times 1/3. So we have y to the 2nd power, or y squared. So that's it. That is the simplified version of what we started with. I hope that helps.